We are live at CollectCo for tonight's Wednesday Facebook Live sale. When you're on and watching, be sure to let us know we are here. And when you're on, please be sure to let us know by a comment. As soon as I see the first comment, I usually set down this record I'm holding. And we'll go over here and get ready. Mike Massey. Can I count on Mr. Dependable Mike Massey? I tell you what, if he's not the first, then I'm usually pretty shocked. And look, we've started actually on time. Tanner's still in the back end stuff ready. I still hadn't really got ready, but at least we can get the live stream going and I can get to talking, and maybe y'all can at least have fun in the chat for a few minutes and discuss, I don't know, you can discuss life or something. So, all right. But thanks everybody for tuning in on Wednesday night. It's going to be a fun night. I've got a wide variety of auctions to show you, truly a wide variety of auctions to run through. Also, I'm over here. I'm going to go ahead and get my water while I'm over here. Yeah, I can't. I'm on the other side of the room right now, so I really can't see comments. But if you give me a second, we'll come back over here. I'll come back over here and we'll get officially started. The official. I was like, I'm at least starting the stream at 7 o'clock tonight, so we can get everybody on, and then maybe by 5 after, which is in 2 minutes, we can officially start showing new arrivals, which I just got done pricing. I pulled a couple waiting lists, but it was actually the other half of an order. It was the other half of an order that I was expecting yesterday, and they didn't. I was hoping a box wasn't lost, but it showed up today. And then I had the price sheet with me, so Ed couldn't mark them when they came in today, which means I marked them just a second ago. But it's some great new arrivals. It's not any pre-orders. It's like restock. Sometimes I just go through and I order stuff that we haven't had in a while, or maybe something we've never had before. So that's what we're going to be doing right now. But looks like we got a lot of different other packages in. I don't know what all this stuff is over here. Probably some stuff my mom orders. Sometimes she takes my credit card, and it should be the other way around, right, though? Sometimes my mom gets a hold of the credit card, and all of a sudden boxes start showing up. All right, so let me get the camera good and situated. Yes, you see a restock of Kiss there. I'll show that in just a moment. Let me go ahead and put it back away for right now. Let me get everything shared. Tanner's in the back actually canceling some invoices, so he sent out a couple reminders to longtime customers, but there's a lot of invoices in the back from people that bought stuff and we never heard back from them. So Tanner's in the back right now actually canceling some invoices. So we're going to have some non-payments hopefully in just a second. But a lot of people join our group, and somehow they end up pre-ordering stuff, but we never hear from them again. So it's always been kind of a weird deal. It's just that that's why as soon as I see a new customer, I go through that entire spiel, because sometimes we'll have people and we just never hear from them again because they never knew how to pay for their records. So, but sometimes the people do get their invoices. We can see if they've been opened, and then they just never pay for them. So they're like, and then we have to just resell it. So Tanner's in the back doing that right now. Let me share this in a couple places, and let me copy the link here. And I meant to title that. Let me do that right quick. Actually, I'll just leave it the way it is. I'll just leave it what it was. Let's see. Yep, I'm getting emails right now. Tanner's, yeah, more for everybody else. That's right. A couple big pre-orders have shipped. Dolly should be here tomorrow. Now, everybody that pre-ordered one will definitely be getting one. Let me clarify that. Everyone that pre-ordered Dolly will be getting one this week, and then everybody who ordered Ozzy will be getting one. So that's 2 big pre-orders that a lot of people were asking about. I felt kind of bad last night. People were asking about pre-orders, and I really didn't have an answer. And sometimes I don't literally till they ship. Sometimes you never know with this new vinyl. But it looks like everything is good to go. We're still waiting on that new order. We're still waiting for that new order. Facebook post tonight is Thursday, but it's Wednesday. Okay, we'll try to check that. Does it say Thursday? It does say Thursday. Is tonight Wednesday? It is Wednesday. All right, we can try to edit that right quick. Let me share this link in a couple places. I'll have Tanner change that. Live now. Actually, I think I can I can change it here. Let me see here. Post that live now. Live now. I think I can change it on Facebook. He'll have to get on the back end on YouTube and do it. It's hard to do it from a mobile device. Thursday, what is today? Wednesday? Is today the 15th? Yeah, all right, let me change that. Wednesday. Tanner probably changed it. He always changes it the night before, and then he probably came up here for tonight, and then he changed it and added the next day. But me and him's on a weird shift. I left here again. I didn't get in bed again till I didn't fall asleep till like 1 p.m. So like my day is starting. I'm truly on like a very nocturnal night shift, and then I'm starting to work now where I work early into the mornings and then most of the midday too. So I can just get so much done. It's unbelievable how much I've told y'all before it takes to get these shows ready night after night. Just getting all the auctions ready and then researching them and photographing them. But I enjoy it, but it does take a lot of time, especially when I don't have John or I don't have Paul for a couple of days. Oh man, then I really have to, I'm basically doing 3 jobs at once. So let's go ahead and get started. I'll start showing some new vinyl. I think did we end last night with this crate? I think this is a crate last night we ended with. Let's go ahead and show this right now. Feed says Thursday. I know Tanner will have to change that on. He'll have to change that on YouTube when he gets up here, but we've got it changed on Facebook. So, all right, let's go ahead. I think this is how we ended the show last night. If you haven't already, please go ahead and share the feed and definitely hit the thumbs up button. Definitely hit the thumbs up button. So, Steely Dan Asia. This is a gatefold single LP for Asia. Last night I was trying to convince somebody. I was like, this is, it's Steely Dan Asia. It's regarded as one of the goats of records, one of the goats of albums. Steely Dan Asia, $36.99. I hope everybody has a copy of that. That's a gatefold. That's the newest remaster of that. I still have in the classic album from the 90s, Green Day's Dookie, on blue vinyl, 30th anniversary on blue vinyl, $29.99. So Steely Dan, Green Day. We also have a couple metal albums here. The first metal album I have is Destruction, Eternal Devastation, and the other one I have is Mad Butcher. I still have these. They're on silver vinyl and red, green, and white splatter vinyl. That's Destruction. Those are very tough originals to find in high grade. They're always beat up when I find them. Duran Duran, Thanksgiving Live, the Ultra Chrome Latex and Steel Tour. That is on purple and yellow vinyl, $39.99. Martin Pryor wants Mad Butcher. Martin Pryor, I found a random sticky note in my to-do list that said Martin Pryor, Death Angel Act 3, and I want to make sure you got one of those. I don't know if that was a lost sticky or if that was something I was supposed to order for you and I never did, but I think you got invoiced for one. I started looking and I'm pretty sure you've been invoiced for one, but just wanted to make sure, Martin Pryor, on that you have that. So, all right, so a couple LPs already sold. I had to move some crates so I can have a better platform over here. Martin Pryor wants Mad Butcher. I pulled the wrong one. He wants Mad Butcher. That's $44.99. Right, and I've had these for a couple weeks now. I was like, man, why hadn't anybody bought these? Because these originals, as y'all know, they don't come up too often. And boom, they're gone. So nice reissues there. Homeland Conspiracy wants the Steely Dan. That's sold to Homeland Conspiracy. And Darren Wortman on Duran Duran. That was my last copy of that. The Green Day Dookie. Michael Curtis, you did. Green Day Dookie is a 30th anniversary edition, and that's on blue vinyl. 30th anniversary edition on blue vinyl. That's the newest remaster of that, and that is, or a reissue. I don't know if they've actually remastered it, but it's a new anniversary edition. Sabotage Streets, a rock opera. $56.99 for Streets, a rock opera. That is a 2LP gatefold, 12-page LP booklet, and that is $56.99, and that's on blue vinyl. Brandon, I'm pretty sure that was the only Destruction album I had. Mad Butcher, yeah, or that was the only copy of Mad Butcher I have. So if you're okay, I think you were on 2 waiting lists last night. I'll put you on a waiting list for that as well, because I'm probably going to try to keep those in stock at all times, even if it's just one copy, because that's an album that I'm surprised I hadn't already sold more of. But I do have one other Destruction left. I have Eternal Devastation. That's on silver vinyl, $49.99. So Sabotage, Destruction, Megadeth. We've hit a pocket of metal albums here. Megadeth, Peace Sells, But Who's Buying? Peace Sells by Megadeth, $38.99. That is available, and so is Slayer, and that is Seasons in the Abyss. Slayer is $38.99. Death Angel was on this week's invoice. Okay, good. Seems That is fantastic. I was making sure I didn't miss an order there for you. The Green Day Dookie was 20. I may have not said the price. $29.99. Awesome compilation here from James Brown. $49.99. So the reason I like this record is because, as y'all know, James Brown original albums, they're findable, but they're usually beat the heck. And finding near mint James Brown records can get pricey and very tough to do. So this is $49.99. It's James Brown Collected from Music on Vinyl, and that is $49.99. All right, Brandon says, I'll take a copy of the other Destruction. Fantastic. So this one sold. I don't know who asked about the other one. Who asked about Eddie Manning? So both Destruction albums are sold, Eddie. Brandon Jackson's going to get that one. But Eddie, if you want on the waiting list for Mad Butcher with Brandon, or if you want on the waiting list for this one, let me know. So that is sold to Brandon Jackson. James Brown Collected. I have one copy of the single soundtrack. Actually, I've got several more. But if everybody doesn't have this already, I think I've tried to sell one to everybody to make sure everybody has a copy. Every once in a while here on the store mix, on the shuffle through my iTunes, a track will come on from this. What's that? Breathe by Pearl Jam. That's fantastic. And then what's that one? Seasons, Chris Cornell. Yeah, back to back. Breathe by Pearl Jam and Seasons by Chris Cornell. If you've never heard those, go listen to them, and then you'll come back and say, Chad, I'll take a copy of Singles, the original motion picture soundtrack, $44.99. Do you have Rust in Peace? Now, I normally do. I don't know if I have any more laying around here or not. If not, I can get that for you. Dominic wants a single soundtrack, and I do have some more of these. I see a whole bin full of them, actually. That's the single soundtrack, $44.99. $44.99, or the single soundtrack with a season song. Boogie Down Productions, By All Means Necessary, $39.99. $39.99 for Boogie Down Productions. And Syd Barrett from Pink Floyd, that is the Madcap Laughs, Syd Barrett. That is $36.99. Ken Crooker, I will check on your invoice. Actually, I'm up here by myself right now. Tanner's in the back canceling non-paid orders, and he's bringing those up here. And I may have to go through all these claims whenever he gets back up here, but he's back there right now. But I will ask him about your invoice. You should have got one. Make sure you've checked your junk folder. He has sent them all out. I mean, he's done invoice, and I know that for sure. He was done yesterday, or he was done late Monday night. So it's maybe in your junk folder. Check your spam folder, even though you get them sometimes in your inbox. Sometimes they'll move them over to spam. Soul Collected, Music on Vinyl, $46.99. That's one LP on yellow, one LP on orange, and that is exactly what it sounds like it is. It's a compilation of fantastic soul music, everything from Marvin Gaye to Otis Redding to Aretha to Isaac Hayes. The staple singers are on here, The Temptations, the Isley Brothers, Gil Scott-Heron, James Brand, Bill Withers doing Use Me, $46.99. Skid Row, a Subhuman Race, $44.99 for Skid Row. Subhuman Race, that's on blue and black marbled vinyl, Skid Row. Of course, that's a very tough OG to find. Tyler Childers, Rustin' in the Rain. Tyler Childers is $29.99. And we have Taylor Swift Midnights. And that's on the midnight blue vinyl, $33.99 for Taylor Swift. Still have Nirvana Unplugged, $39.99. And Soul Asylum. The reason this is over here is because somebody actually asked for it the other day, or asked for it last night, and we had two copies. We sold one, and here's the other. This is Soul Asylum Grave Dancers Union. That is $38.99. Pearl Jam Versus is $34.99. Pearl Jam Versus. All right, that was our first crate. That was a warm-up crate, but there was some great stuff in there. Let me go ahead and let you know what we're doing tonight. So pretty much, as you saw in the post, the vintage stuff we're going to be going through is nothing but discounted vintage. So we're going to be going through a lot of, I've hand-selected all these. We've got like 8 crates of vintage to go through, all at discounts. And while we're doing that, we're going to be doing nothing but other auctions, and that's what we're going to be doing. So first, let's go over here and make sure I didn't miss anything. Did you see my comment about Iron Maiden? I must not have. Let me see what's going on. I don't know if I see a comment about Iron Maiden. Let's see here. There's the Death Angel. Do you have any more of the Beatles Decca? I have about a half a crate of Beatles records, but I'm not for sure what is all in there as far as Decca sessions. I actually may. Next is Dominic got the singles. That was the last claim. Michael, I don't think I ever saw your comment about Iron Maiden. I just scrolled way back up. It must have not came through. And let's see here. Greg Rogers, I just stepped over there and got this for him. He wants the Cult Ceremony. And Mark Querum wants Soul Collected. Mark Querum wants the Soul, maybe that's Soul Asylum. Mark Querum, is that for Soul Asylum? Is that right? Mark Querum, Soul Asylum? Because there is also a Soul Collected in here. Soul Collected in here. So Bill Samus wants JB for James Brown. And then Bill Samus, was that for Soul Collected or was that for Soul Asylum? We had back-to-back Souls there. We had Soul Asylum and we had Soul Collected. So first we have, we'll figure out which comment Mark wanted for Soul. And then I know for sure Bill Samus wants James Brown. He said that was for Soul Asylum, so that's so to Mark Querum. And Bill Samus wanted Soul Collected, so that works out very good. And Tanner, if you need any more of those, I've still got it all on my screen. That was a warm-up crate, but man, there was some, we've about wiped it out. I might as well call that new arrivals. But it was tucked back here last night, and I think it was the last crate we went through. Every once in a while, there'll be a crate laying on the table that we don't go through for like 15 shows for a couple weeks, and we'll go back through them, and sometimes to me, they seem like they're new arrivals. But yes, I will go back through that one more time. Let me go ahead and grab some of our first auctions. So the agenda for tonight is I've got auctions like, I've got just regular records. I've just got regular LPs to auction, and then I've got about a full crate of Beatles albums. That will keep us busy for a while. That's what I'm bringing over here right now. I've got a full crate of Beatles stuff, including some, it's almost no like studio albums. It's either imports, if it is an import, or if it is a studio album, it's an import, or it's some kind of foreign pressing. So some very unique Beatles stuff. I'm going to go ahead and put up the last one that I listened to last night because I'm really taking my time selling these because a Beatles collection like this of all this weird stuff and foreign pressings, it may be another year, it may be 5 years before we get a collection of this step. So according to my calculations, Dale had over 1,000 different unique Beatle albums, like different. Those are all different. So even though he may have 8, 12, 15 copies of Rubber Soul, it could be Russian, it could be Taiwan, it could be British, it could be the first British press, it could be, but he hardly ever just had U.S. originals. So this is actually, and we've had these before, when I listened to this last night, it was really incredible how great it sounded. I mean, truly. And I've listened to Rubber Soul many times. And this is a 1991 USSR pressing. This was pressed in the USSR unofficially. It's near mint minus. It's from 1991. It's a $45 start. And you'll see that a lot on these Russian bootlegs. And it's actually not a bad sounding record. I mean, people in the Discogs notes are like, wow, this sounds amazing to be a Russian bootleg. And it does. Drive My Car, first track, you'll be like, wow. That's a $45 start. It's near mint. It's on the red label. There's a lot of different versions of these. This is on the red label. That's a 1991 USSR. That's the Beatles Rubber Soul. $45 start on that. Okay, we were asked to go back through this crate one more time. We have Asia, Steely Dan, $36.99. This is Steely Dan Asia. That's the newest remaster, gatefold. It's a single LP, $36.99 on that. Green Day Dookie, and that is $29.99. Green Day Dookie, $29.99. And G. Michael says, I need Frontier, Book of Souls, and Dance of Death. Okay, that was the Iron Maiden request. I do have those. Final Frontier, Book of Souls, and Dance of Death. Now, I don't have Book of Souls, but I have Final Frontier. I have Final Frontier, and if I don't have a Dance of Death in stock, I can get it to you. If I don't have one in stock, then I can get it to you. So there's our first auction. Let me get to this other crate. It's literally down here on the bottom, but give me a second. I'll get to it. But there's Iron Maiden's Final Frontier. That's $49.99. That's sold to G. Michael Toynton. If anybody else wants one, let me know. There's Green Day Dookie. Sabotage Streets, a rock opera. That's on blue vinyl. That is $56.99. Megadeth, Peace Sells, But Who's Buying? $38.99 for Megadeth. And also we have Slayer, Seasons in the Abyss, $38.99. And temporarily, I am not seeing YouTube or Facebook comments. It doesn't look like. No, only connected to YouTube right now. So hopefully, do you have the other stream on YouTube pulled up, Tanner? I'll do it on my phone right quick too. Make sure, hopefully that reconnects in just a second. Sid Barrett, The Madcap Laughs, $36.99 for Sid Barrett. And Skid Row, Subhuman Race. Skid Row, that's on blue and black marble vinyl. Skid Row is $44.99. Tyler Childers, Rust in the Rain. That's the newest indie exclusive green vinyl, and that is $29.99. Let me step over here and get my other phone. may have our first bug of the night. Oh boy, let's see what's going on over here with my other device. And may have to pull up Facebook right quick. I got it right here. Man, so the last thing I saw was a test comment. Can you see test? Brian Arrigo is 35 Beatles. That was actually a $45 start, but yeah. And then Tanner's took my phone, so he's getting some other comments. Thank you. This is make sure I'm down here at the bottom. Okay. I'll give this like 5 more minutes to reconnect. If not, I got to start the stream all back over. Okay. Tyler Childers, we have Taylor Swift Midnights. It doesn't look like it's going to want to do it, though. It tries sometimes. It tries. Oh, let's see. Like 5 more minutes. Let me turn my voice off there. Let's see here. It's trying. Oh, there it is. Okay. Finally. Man, it's like, I see that. I look down and it'll say 1 of 1, not 2 of 2, meaning we're only getting 1 feed. And I'm like, and y'all are still can see me and y'all can still hear me, but I can't see y'all's comments, so it's pretty much like useless. But we're back and reconnected. So maybe if I missed anything there, if anybody's claimed anything in this bin, I've completely missed it. And also, the Beatles is a $45 start, and if you've bid on that, I haven't seen it, okay? So the Beatles is a $45 start. If you've bid on that, that is not got a bid on my monitor yet. Now, if I've missed anything else, let me know. And I have shown Taylor Swift, Tyler Childers, Skid Row, Syd Barrett, Boogie Down Productions, Slayer, Megadeth, Savatage, Green Day, and Steely Dan. Nirvana Unplugged, $39.99, and Pearl Jam Versus, and that's the single LP. There's actually a new 2 LP that's out this week. We've already sold those. This is $34.99. Midnights is $33.99. Taylor Swift Midnights is $33.99. Brian's at $45 on the Beatles. That's going once, going twice. And I don't think I've missed anything else. Somebody asked about Tyler Childers' Purgatory. I have it. Eric Fisher, his comment just popped back up. Eric Fisher, Tyler Childers' Purgatory. Tyler Childers' Purgatory. We have that in stock. It's right. It was right here. Where are you, Tyler Childers' Purgatory? We have Country Squire. We have Red Barn Radio. It must be over here in the Tyler Childers bin. We have 2 Tyler Childers bins. And we have, wow, is there no copies of Purgatory? Where are they? Rustin' in the Rain. Oh, yeah, there we go. I was about to say. There's 2 copies left. Wow. I bet these aren't cheap right now because I hadn't seen this in stock with my distributors in a while. They're $26.99. $26.99. There's 1 copy. And there is another copy left. Tyler Childers' Purgatory, $36.99. Midnights, this is on Midnight Blue, but I think we have other colors. Yeah, we have other colors, so I can show you the full whatever we have if you want to see all those. Final call on Rubber Soul, first Beatles auction of the night. Rubber Soul is a $45 bid with Brian Arrigo. That's going twice, going 3 times, and there's a copy of that. And if I've missed anything else, just let me know. Somebody wants to know if we can get Megadeth Rust in Peace. We need to get G. Michael Toynton a complete Iron Maiden list. I will try to restock all the Iron Maidens I can, but some of those later ones aren't too easy to get. And let's go ahead and go through one of our first crates of new vinyl from tonight. I've got new vinyl, stuff that is not been shown, new restocks, etc. And let me go ahead and grab our first crate of that other crate of auctions if I can find it. So let's see here. There's a bin of $9.99 discounts. There's a bin of $9.99 discounts, a full bin. That was our $14.99 bin, and I think this is our kind of our $19.99 bin, but also I put all of my auctions in here as well. So let me try to find some of these. Here we go. There's that. And let me find what this was. Yeah, so got some cool stuff here. All right. Let's see what's going on. Yes, Tanner, we need to, I changed it on Facebook, but we have Thursday as our YouTube title. So Tanner's going to change it right now. I'll take Midnights. Let me know the color options. Okay, give me 1 second on that. Let's go ahead and sell this to Brian Arrigo. Brian Arrigo, let me know if you want Rubber Soul for 40 or never mind. No, I was about to say, let me know if you want it. It's sold to you for $45. Trying to get my bearings correct. Okay, so new vinyl. We have Pantera live at the Dynamo Open Air, 1998. That's on colored vinyl. Pantera is $39.99. Pantera is $39.99. That's live at the Dynamo Open Air. Also, The Velvet Underground Loaded, $31.99. The Velvet Underground Loaded, that's new and sealed for $31.99. And Eminem, the Slim Shady LP. Eminem, the Slim Shady LP, that's $39.99. So Pantera, Velvet Underground, Eminem, and Ray LaMontagne, Gossip in the Grain. That is $39.99 for Ray LaMontagne, Gossip in the Grain. Okay, so our first auction over here that's not going to be a Beatles record is Bruce Springsteen, Darkness on the Edge of Town. Darkness on the Edge of Town is a white label promo. I repeat, this is a white label promo copy of Bruce Springsteen's Darkness on the Edge of Town. It has a gold stamp promo on the back. The seam is detached. It needs re-gluing, but that's not really that big of a deal. It's not split or anything. It just needs re-glue, and actually we can do that for you. It's just a simple glue stick fix. Bruce Springsteen, Darkness on the Edge of Town, $35 start, white label promo. Bruce Springsteen, Darkness on the Edge of Town, and that is a white label promo copy. Greg Rogers wants Eminem. That's so to Greg Rogers. And Primus Pork Soda, $39.99 for Primus Pork Soda. The next Beatles auction is called, let's do this one right here, the very best of the Beatles' rarest, #1 in. It's got a picture of McCartney and Ravi Shankar, or the Swami, and George Harrison. This is a 1976 vintage bootleg, and this is Beatles. This is bootleg. This is unreleased tracks and bootleg material. So some of these bootlegs that are kind of like, it's kind of like, well, what exactly is this? And you're taking a look at it. A lot of times it's the Get Back and Let It Be sessions. And this is a $35 start. It's a 1976 mono. And but it's all those, the Beatles had a lot of unreleased tracks from around that era. Two of Us, Let It Be. And they call them a lot of different numbers, but what it essentially is, it's the Get Back and Let It Be sessions. And those are on various different bootlegs. And this one's called The Very Best of the Beatles' Rarest, #1. And that's a $35 start, 1976 US. So there's our next two auctions, $35 starts with Springsteen and the Beatles. White Light, White Heat, that's the Velvet Underground, $36.99. That's a half-speed master, $36.99. $36.99. And Jane's Addiction, Ritual D-Lo Habitual. That's a 2 LP on double pearl vinyl, $44.99. So it's on colored vinyl. It's a 30th anniversary edition, 2 LP, $44.99. Metallica, Live at Woodstock, 1994. That's also a 2 LP for $39.99. Metallica, 2 LP, that's from Parachute Records. Woodstock, 1994, $39.99. Tom Ulanowski's at $35 on Bruce Springsteen. Tom has that for $35. That's going once, going twice. No bid yet on the Beatles. Looking for a $35 start on that. Pantera, Far Beyond Driven, white and stronger than blue marbled vinyl. Pantera, $31.99. That is on colored vinyl. Soundgarden, Super Unknown. Soundgarden is $46.99. That's a 2 LP remaster of Soundgarden, Super Unknown. Black Hole Sun. And Susie and the Banshees, Jumpin' Jacks. The Netherlands broadcast, 1981. That's Live, Susie and the Banshees, 2 LP. That's a 2 LP gatefold, Live, Susie and the Banshees, $44.99. Final call on Bruce Springsteen, Darkness on the Edge of Town. That's a white label promo. That's not a leftover from Bruce Night, because we sold all the Bruce Springsteen records on, I guess, Monday or Tuesday, whenever we did Bruce Night. This is one I found in the bin, and it's a white label promo near mint. Final call for $35, and a final call to get in on the Beatles, the very best of the Beatles' rarest. Looking for a $35 start on that. The Essential Stevie Ray Vaughan, $33.99. $33.99 for the Essential Stevie Ray Vaughan. James Rayner wants the Metallica. That is so to James Rayner. The title of the Susie and the Banshees is called Jumpin' Jacks. Jumpin' Jacks. That's Live, 1981, $44.99. Eminem, The Eminem Show, $39.99. We had a couple people on a waiting list. I think Paul Brothers was on a waiting list for this. I've got them pulled. I just don't have them tagged yet, but somebody was on a waiting list for this. The Eminem Show, $39.99. So there's one extra of those. And first time I've had this on new vinyl in a while, Elton John, Tumbleweed Connection, $33.99 for Elton John, Tumbleweed Connection, $33.99. I have not found that yet, Don. When Paul gets back, I'm going to ask him if he knows where it is. Okay, Tom Ulanowski has bid on both auctions. It was already a final call for Bruce, so I'm going to sell him that for $35. And he bid on the Beatles for $35, so I'm going to give that a final call. So the Beatles is at $35. I've got Aerosmith, Get Your Wings. It's a very clean copy. It's near mint. It's a $20 start. The vinyl is truly near mint minus, and this is going to be probably an early 80s reissue of this. It has a barcode on the back. Originally came out in 1974, but that is a super clean copy. Aerosmith, Get Your Wings, and that's a $20 start. That is now up for bid. Pantera, Far Beyond Driven, that is sold to Dominic. Pantera, Far Beyond Driven, and that is sold to him. I'll lay that right there. Tool, Stranglehold, this is live Tool, the Kalamazoo broadcast. So live Tool, it's on colored vinyl. It's also a 2LP, $39.99. Mike's at $20 on Aerosmith. Let's go ahead and sell this Beatles to Tom Ulanowski for $35. That's sold to Tom for $35. And the Clash, Capitol Radio Shakedown. That's the Clash, live in New Jersey, 1980, $39.99. The Clash, live in New Jersey, 1980. All right, let me do this next Beatles record, which is sealed. This is the Beatles, and this is a 1982 Venezuela pressed in Venezuela. It's sealed. It's never been opened. It translates to 20 golden hits, and that's exactly what it is. It's a sealed Beatles 2LP official pressing. That is official. It is from EMI. It's sealed. It's a $25 start. Beatles, $25 start on that. So Mike Tonetti was at 20 on Aerosmith, and Michael Curtis put Aerosmith, and then Mike Tonetti bid 25. Mike, as of right now, I don't think anybody's bid against you unless I don't see it. Mike Massey gets the Clash, and Craig Thomas was second. Craig, let me know if you want on a waiting list. If not, I'm going to reorder more anyway. So that is sold to Mike Massey, and Craig was second. Eric Clapton, Slow Hand, $28.99. Single LP, and that is $28.99. Christopher Morse is in on the Beatles for $25. That is sealed. It is an official from EMI, Venezuelan. The Cure, Happy the Man. This is on either silver or clear vinyl. It's a 2LP live concert from The Cure, 1984, Washington, D.C., $44.99. So we got bids on both auctions, now $30, and with Paul Brothers on the Beatles. And Aerosmith, Mike, I think you're still at 20, but if anybody wants to outbid him, you got to bid more than 25 because he has another $25 bid already on there, unless somebody bid and I couldn't see it. So I was just making sure he wasn't bidding against himself. Michael Curtis also bid, but he was in first. So if anybody else wants to bid, now's the time because that's a final call. The other night we had a Madonna live unofficial. This is another Madonna unofficial. It's called Under the Covers. And this is an album, a 2LP unofficial of Madonna doing covers. That's on Parachute Records. It's called Under the Covers. They have a lot of series like this. They got David Bowie under the covers, Prince under the covers, and this is Madonna under the covers, $39.99. All right, so Nick Bargeron is now at 26 on the Beatles. Thomas Bowman wants the Madonna, and Christopher Morris is at 35 on the Beatles. Metallica, In the City of Brotherly Love. That's live Metallica, $39.99. Live Metallica for $39.99. And Dr. Dre, 2001. The classic, Dr. Dre, 2001, $39.99. So Thomas Bowman got a Madonna. Paul Brothers is going to go on a waiting list. Craig Ruth on a waiting list. If anybody else wants on there, let me know. Sorry I didn't even get time to read the track listing, but that was already sold to Thomas. Eminem Relapse is $39.99. Eminem Relapse, $39.99. One copy of that available. And The Killers, Sam's Town. That's one of their studio albums. I think somebody asked about that the other night. The Killers, Sam's Town. That is $36.99. So now 3 people on a waiting list. Troy Robinson also wants on there. Update on these 2 auctions. This is the sealed, the Beatles. This is a 20 golden hits. It's a Venezuela copy. It is a high bid at $35 of Christopher Morris. Paul Brothers is out. Leslie, you're out. Christopher Morris has that for $35. And the newest high bid on Aerosmith Get Your Wings is Mike Tonetti. Super clean copy. Like I said, near mint minus. Probably an early 80s reissue because of the barcode on the back. That's at $30, and that's a final call. James Rayner wants the Metallica, and that was the City of Brotherly Love, live unofficial. And we have Ray LaMontagne Trouble, $31.99. Ray LaMontagne Trouble. Yes, Paul Brothers, you was on the Relapse, and there was 2 other people. There was 2 other people on the other Eminem, which I've already shown. The Killers Direct Hits. So we had the Killers Sam's Town. This is the Killers Direct Hits, $46.99. And Erykah Badu, Baduism. Erykah Badu, that is $44.99. 2LP, new and sealed. Erykah Badu, Baduism. That is $44.99. Price on Madonna and Clash. Cynthia wants on the Madonna waiting list. and Cynthia once on the Clash waiting list. And that was live. I don't know if you have one of those yet, but that was live 1990, the one that Mike Massey got. All right, new bid on the Beatles at 38, and a final call on Aerosmith for 30. And Christopher Morris says he's out on the Beatles. So I've got about a half a crate of Beatles auctions. We'll probably go through them really fast. I didn't really push tonight as being Beatles night because I don't have near as many ready as I wanted to, because neither Paul or John was here tonight or for today. So I spent like most of the night getting vintage stuff ready, making crates, sorting through stuff. It took a long time because I started going through stuff. And plus, usually these Beatle records, very time-consuming the research. It's amazing. Most anything else, I can get a whole batch of auctions ready and do all the research. But sometimes these Beatles records, they get tricky. Plus, I start reading about them, and then I want to start listening to them. And then next thing you know, you listen to 4 or 5 albums, that's 2 or 3 hours, right? Time flies by. Pantera, live, 1998. This is live at the Dynamo Open Air. That is $39.99, and that is on colored vinyl. That's a 2 LP. That's a 2 LP. So Paul Brothers, 38 on the Beatles. Christopher Morris is out. I don't have a Toys in the Attic vintage, but I have one new and sealed right here for $36.99. $36.99 for Toys in the Attic. That's a remaster. Are you getting Andre 3000 of Outkast solo album? Not to my knowledge, but I can for you if you want it. The other Metallic unofficial. Give me 1 second on that. And let me go ahead and show. Let me go ahead and sell Mike Tonetti Aerosmith for $30. So there's Pantera, The Velvet Underground Loaded, a classic, $31.99. Who Loves the Sun, Sweet Jane, Rock and Roll. Those first 3 songs are worth the entire album. $31.99 for The Velvet Underground. Any Rob Zombie. How about this? What albums are you looking for? And I'll let you know if I have them or not. Ray LaMontagne, Gossip in the Grain, $39.99 for Ray LaMontagne, Gossip in the Grain. Primus Pork Soda, $39.99. White Light, White Heat, The Velvet Underground. That's a half-speed master. $36.99 for The Velvet Underground. That's a half-speed master. Jane's Addiction was on colored vinyl, 2 LP, $44.99. Also, Soundgarden, Super Unknown, $46.99. The Essential Stevie Ray Vaughan is $33.99. Still got the Susie and the Banshees. I feel like that's going to be gone before the end of the night. Jumpin' Jacks, $44.99. And Eminem, the Eminem Show, $39.99. Let's go ahead and sell this Beatles to Paul Brothers for $38. And let me grab our next couple of auctions. This is called, here's one of the unique ones of the night, very much so. This is Hey Jude. I'm sure y'all are familiar with that. This is obviously a different cover, but here on the back, you'll recognize this image, Hey Jude. And the reason this looks so weird is because it was pressed in Russia. It's a 1993 Russia pressing, not a Prussian pressing, a Russia pressing. USSR was the other one. This one's actually Russia. This is a $35 start. $35 start. This is a 1993 Russia of Hey Jude, which is technically an unofficial. Once again, pretty incredible. You would think this would sound absolutely horrible. It's pretty incredible how well these are made. They say a lot of times they're cut from CDs. Their files were cut from CDs they got over there. So pretty interesting. That's the Paul Brothers at $35. We have that Rob Zombie. If it's either over here. We have Hellbelly Deluxe Volume 1. I don't think Volume 2's in print. I don't think that's... If it's available on vinyl, it's very difficult to get, but I have that somewhere, Tanner. It's probably over here on the table. But Tanner's grabbing other Rob Zombies. But yes, I have that one. So here's one, Astro Creep Live 2000, $31.99. We have 2 copies of that. But Tanner's grabbing some requests because he knows exactly where some of these are, but usually the shows will kind of just show whatever is here in the crates. Late at night, if you don't want to watch the whole show, if you can't watch the whole show, last night, like at 11 o'clock, I was like, okay, is there any request? And there were 0 requests. Like, do you have this? Do you have that? And that's really about the only great time we have to do it is pretty late into the night, like around 11 o'clock. I tell people, if you can come back at 11, that would be great. Elton John, Tumbleweed Connection, that is $33.99. We have Tool Stranglehold, $39.99. Eric Clapton Slow Hand is $28.99. The Cure, Happy the Man, $44.99. Dr. Dre is $39.99. Eminem, Relapse is $39.99. The Killer, Sam's Town is $36.99. Ray LaMontagne, $31.99. The Killers Direct Hits is $46.99. And Erykah Badu is $44.99. That's what we have there. Okay, go back up to the top. We have Hey Jude was at $35, Hey Jude at $40, and Hey Jude at $45 with Paul Brothers. Also, Dominic wants the Tool, and the Tool was called Stranglehold. That is sold to Dominic. That is sold to Dominic. Okay. Let me grab a first crate of new vintage stuff, and I'll get another auction started as well. First crate of new vintage stuff, let's go ahead and do the $14.99 records. Everything in this crate is going to be $14.99. I like this. Very simple, even though I'm going to say $14.99 a lot. I've kept it very easy and sorted and for you to understand and for me to understand the prices of every record in this crate. $14.99. $14.99. So first, we have UFO Obsession. That is a VG Plus for $14.99. UFO Obsession, VG Plus $14.99. UFO Obsession, VG Plus $14.99. Also the Yes album, that is $14.99 for Yes, the Yes album, $14.99. Jeffrey's at $50 on the Beatles. Paul Brothers is at $55. $50 and $55. How about Joan Jett, I Love Rock and Roll? This is going to be a $20 start. Joan Jett, I Love Rock and Roll. Now the cover is about VG, maybe a VG Plus, but it does have some signs of ring wear. However, the vinyl is extremely nice. EX Plus near mint minus. That's Joan Jett. JJ is a $20 start. The Beatles is at $50.55. Chris Bijak gets the first record in there for $14.99. By the way, that was an OG pressing of the Yes album. Bob Dylan's Greatest Hits Volume 2. That's a VG Plus condition, $14.99. Bob Dylan's Greatest Hits, VG Plus condition, 2LP, $14.99. And Stevie Wonder's Greatest Hits, $14.99. Uptight, everything's all right. Fingertips Part 2. Castles Made in the Sand. I Was Made to Love Her. Very clean vinyl. Stevie Wonder's Greatest Hits, $14.99. And Walt Disney Presents the Story of Robin Hood. And Tanner, we have a temporarily disconnection again on Facebook. Walt Disney Presents the Story of Robin Hood, $14.99. So, I'll wait for that to reconnect. In the meantime, the high bid on Hey Jude was $55 to Paul Brothers, and if I've missed something else, I've got to pull up my other feed right quick. And let me do that right now. Okay, so Stephen Martinelli. Stephen, give me 1 second, because if you're a first-time buyer, I got to get all of your information. But the Rob Zombie he wants is over there. Greg Rogers on Stevie Wonder. That is sold to Greg Rogers for $14.99. Michelle Miller gets the Disney record for $14.99. And Jeffrey McCall's at $60 on the Beatles. Yes, we're still on Facebook, but when I say I can't see comments, it's not because y'all can't see me. The show's going fine. It's a problem between our software and my phone. I can't see your comments. So I've got it pulled over here for just a second. But no, we're still fine. Anytime I say that, we're definitely still connected. Heart Magazine, this is in shrink wrap, $14.99. Heart Magazine is $14.99. It is in shrink wrap, $14.99. Also, if you have any questions about your invoices, if you hadn't got an invoice, if you need a correction on your invoice, if you got a record that wasn't yours, if you are missing a record, just send us a message. We'll reply to you either tomorrow, tonight, the next day, hopefully tonight. But if you have a question, obviously people hop on here and they tell me they hadn't got this or got that. I cannot help you right now, but if you send our page a message, we can. But if you comment here, we've had some people be like, I asked you about it during the sale. We cannot fix invoices right now during the sale. Impossible. Tanner's tagging records. He's looking for records, and I'm selling records. But if you message us, we will get it fixed. The Jackie Wilson story. Jackie Wilson story is sealed, $14.99. That is sealed, 2LP. The Jackie Wilson story. That is sealed, unopened, $14.99. Country Bear Jamboree. That is $14.99. That's another Disney record. And a lot of these are very much marked down. Just a discount bin. Everything in here is $14.99. And this is Country Bear Jamboree, $14.99. Walt Disney's Country Bear Jamboree, $14.99. The Pretenders extended play. This is in shrink wrap with a hop sticker. The Pretenders extended play, $14.99. The Pretenders extended play. Bob Dylan's Real Live. That is now $14.99. As you see, it has the original inner sleeve, super clean vinyl, and that's Bob Dylan Real Live, $14.99. All right, let me go ahead and just restart the entire feed because we have 52 viewers, and I cannot see who's first or who's second on a record. So let me go ahead and sell this to Christopher Morris. That's for sure sold. Give me about 5 seconds. I'm going to reset the feed because I cannot see everybody's comments. I'm going to have to completely reset it. So give me